Star.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My time shows 1 o'clock p.m. So we will officially call to order the Finance Committee meeting of October the 1st, 2025. May we have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Forte,
Present.
Commissioner Einhauser,
Present.
Commissioner Davis. He is excused, but expected. Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. First item of business is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
I so move.
And I second it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'll move approval of the meeting minutes of September 3rd, 2025. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion has been approved, and we'll move into public participation. And I will ask Mr. Peckinpah to lead us through the announcement and the introduction of the first speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Brian Peckinpah, Public Affairs Director for DWSD. I will go through the instructions for public comment. To make a comment, please raise your hand by using the raise hand icon on your desktop or mobile device using mobile device using the Zoom app. If you are calling into the meeting by phone, press *9 to raise your hand. During public comment, after your name is called, you will be given permission to unmute. In order to begin speaking, you will have to unmute yourself. To do so, press the unmute button, which is the microphone icon if you're online or on the Zoom app, or *6 if you are calling in. At the beginning of your comment, please share your full name and the community or neighborhood you live, work in, or are representing today. The timer will start after your introduction. You will have a limit of 3 minutes to make your comment, and please keep your comments to public comment. This is not a forum or opportunity to request information or data, which can be done through the city website and Legistar. If you make a comment, and in order for DWC staff to follow up with you, we kindly request you complete the comment card link, which is located in the chat. You will only be called upon once. Once the chair closes public comment, there will be no other comments from the public, and all attendees will remain muted for the duration of the committee meeting. Also, if for the public comment card, you may also access it on the City of Detroit website on the DWSD page if you do not see it in the chat. Thank you for your attention. And Madam Chair, I'll pull up the list here. We do have one hand raised, and it is Gwendolyn Howard, and we just saw another hand raised as well. But first person is Gwendolyn Howard, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Peckinpah. Ms. Howard, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call. I'm Gwendolyn Howard with We the People of Detroit Water Peeps Division. October the 1st is here. So I know a lot of things change and are changing. So my concern today is about Lifeline H2O, and had the customers been notified about the changes in the program? How, when, how many? Is it possible for us to obtain a copy of the letter or notification that went out? As a result of that letter, how many people were enrolled in Lifeline? When does the new program go into effect? How long will residents have to adjust to the billing changes? And adjustments for how residents may receive monthly funds, and those that are on fixed income, because I'm sure it's October the 1st is bringing a lot of changes in a lot of different areas. So in 2026, from the point moving forward, what is the calendar period for the program? At first it was ending in June. At least when we were going over our notes, we had some concerns about that. When would the program follow the city calendar or the state calendar? And when will the new calendar start? And looking at the dashboard, useful in monitoring residents' participation in this program, to gauge community information and updates need to be updated at least during committee meetings, because the last one posted was not current. So those are my concerns based on the Lifeline H2O program coming into effect. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much, Ms. Howard.
Madam Chair, the next person is Narelle Hemphill.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Hemphill. The floor is
Yes,
yours.
good afternoon. My name is Norella Hemphill. I am the Legal and Policy Manager at We the People of Detroit. And I just had some brief questions about public comment overall and the engagement with the committee and Board of Water Commissioners. Thank you for your time today. I know we'd asked in the past about the chat function in meetings. And it was stated that sometimes it's stated that um, the public should enter things in the chat and communicate with those who are monitoring the chat in that way. But the chat function is still disabled. Um, I've been in other meetings where um, we can see where you still have to be unmuted to speak, but you can also see who's in the meeting with you. Is there a way to modify this meeting? Um, and I know that sometimes there's a presentation mode, and Zoom has a lot of different features. But I know there's the features where you can have it open where you can unmute yourself. There's a feature where there's a presenter only, and in that mode, you can't chat and you can't see who's in the meeting. And then there are ways that you can configure Zoom to be a mixture of those. For public engagement and transparency, I would like for the Board of Water Commissioners to consider modifying the chat for Zoom so that the public can put comments in the chat, and then also so that we can see the attendees on the meeting. It would help us as we work together to try to make water more accessible for all Detroiters and those who work on different aspects in the city to see who is on these meetings. Again, for transparency and engagement purposes. So if there's a specific reason why, and I don't think that reason has been raised or articulated on behalf of DWSD or the Board of Water Commissioners, why that is not an option, but for the public, I just saw Matthew Phillips, I just saw you put a chat in there, a message in the chat. On my end, it says chat disabled, but I can see when you type. So thank you so much for considering that.
Thank you for your comment, Ms. Hemphill. I know that Mr. Peckinpah, you spoke earlier about the kinds of features we may have. I don't know if you want to just repeat that for just general, because I know we'll have a few more public comments later.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd be happy to. There is a link posted in the chat. Those who can see it, it starts with the word greetings that was sent to have the link to the comment card. There's also a way to go to the city website on the DWSD page, and you click on this event or the Board of Water Commissioners committee meetings, and there's a link inside the event where you can go directly to the comment card as well. So we offer the two ways, and we will talk with our IT and the Directors Department regarding the ability for the public to see the chat and the list of attendees, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Peckinpah. Are there any other public comments?
There are no other hands raised.
Okay, thank you. Public comment going once, twice. We'll now resume with the rest of the agenda. Going into communications, the first item is item 2025-223, receipt of correspondence.
Madam Chair, I would move we receive and file the correspondence listed in the agenda.
I second that motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is approved. Item number 7 is unfinished business. We have none. We'll move to item 8, new business. And item 8A is 2025-224.
Madam Chair, I am enlarging it so I can read it. I move that we recommend to the Board of Water Commissioners the approval of amendment number 2 for DWSD contract 600-2342 with CDW Government LLC, utilizing the My Deal Cooperative Contract number 07 1B6600110 for the purchase of standardized and as needed technology, commodities, and services by adding $500,000 for amended total contract amount not to exceed $5,500,000 and no change to the statement of work, term end date, or other terms and conditions.
Yeah, I support that motion. Ms. Welch, and is that you've got a co-presenter with you?
Oh, yeah, I'll be presenting. I put, you will see co-presenters on there with me going forward. So the divisions who are requesting the contracts, if there's additional commentary that you all have beyond what I provide, and I wanted them to be available to be able to speak to it. So we're kind of shifting a little bit and adding those names behind lines. Good afternoon. We do have 11 contracts that will be coming before the Finance Committee today. The first one that you see before you is a contract amendment to our current My Deal Cooperative Agreement. It provides IT commodities and services, and the IT department has requested an amendment to add $500,000 to make as needed purchases of commercial technology equipment such as box software, Beyond Trust, Adobe license, laptops, and other ancillary needs for the organization. There is no change to the scope of work for this contract, and there is no change to the terms, conditions, or expiring term of July 31st, 2026. The first amendment that came before the board was for a time-only extension. The My Deal did have a renewal for a one-year option, and so we renewed it to align with the My Deal. This amendment that's before you now is just to add additional money so that they can continue providing services to the IT department for DWSD's overall resources for staff and organizational needs. And so procurement is presenting to the Finance Committee today for your review and forwarding to the full board for approval.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion is approved. We'll move on to item B, 2025-225. Mr. Chair.
Yes, I move that the committee recommend to the commission the approval of Amendment 3 to DWSD contract number 6003769 LS 1906 with Bush Stayforth PLLC for legal services for representation in litigation related to June and July 2021 rain events by adding $150,000 for an amended total contract amount not to exceed $1,200,000 with no change to the statement of work, term end date, or other terms and conditions, and authorize the director to act appropriately to implement this motion.
Thank you. Ms. Welch?
Yes, this contract is a contract that supports our legal department. It is just to add monies for the continuation of invoicing for the services that they provide that help support DWSD's legal team with the processing of those claims and litigations that came up against the department during the 2021 rain events. And so the amendment is just for time for them to continue to pay the invoices. There's no change to the work that they're providing, but as you all are aware, as long as that case is open, we have to keep this contract open so that we can continue to use their services. And so we're just recommending to the Finance Committee for approval of the additional funding to pay for invoices.
Thank you, and I support that motion, by the way. So all in favor of the motion, unless there are questions or comments, further discussion?
Aye.
Aye. That motion is approved. Item C is 2025-226, and I can make this motion. I move that the committee recommend to the Board of Water Commissioners for City of Detroit Water and Sewerage Department to authorize the director to approve Amendment 1 with DWSD Contract 6005862 with Safety Zone Holdings for traffic barricades and cones by adding $56,500 in funding for a total amended contract amount not to exceed $219,000. No changes to scope of work, terms, and conditions, or the expiry date of 1/30/26. There's support?
Support.
Been moved and supported. Ms. Welch.
Yes, this is just a warehouse replenish contract, which we need to add additional funding because the inventory levels are low. As you are aware, barricades and cones are used by our field crews to alert the public of hazards while working on various projects. And so this amendment just adds funds so that we can continue through the term of the contract to request inventory and pay for the invoices.
Thank you. Questions or comments?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion is approved. We'll go to item D, 2025-227. I'll make the motion. I move that this committee recommend to the Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewerage Department to authorize the director to approve Amendment Number 1 to DWSD Contract C6006561 with Pronto Pest Management, Inc. to provide pest control services by adding $25,000 in funding and extending the term by 6 months for a total amended contract amount not to exceed $115,000 and a new term ending 3/31/26. No changes to the scope of work or contract terms and conditions. Is there support?
I support.
Thank you. Ms. Welch.
Yep. This contract amendment is just to add time and funding to continue the use for pest control services until procurement is able to rebid for a replacement contract. Our original contract was a piggyback from the City of Detroit's contract, which expired, and due to the length of time of them rebidding, DWSD is proposing to execute it single source to extend the time and money as to not impact routine services until we have a time to rebid for the replacement. And this vendor is the current vendor who the City of Detroit was using. So we want to continue those services by adding this amendment. So we're presenting it to the Finance Committee to move to full board for approval.
Thank you. Any questions, comments?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion has been approved. Okay, we'll move to item E, 2025-228.
Yes,
Mr. Chair.
Madam Chair. I move that the committee recommend to the Board of Commissioners approval of contract 6007448 with ETNA Supply Company, contract 6007449 with Ferguson Waterworks, and contract 6007450 with Motor City Pipe and Supply for the as-needed purchase of repair clamps of various sizes for a combined contract total amount not to exceed $670,220 with a term of 1 year. We authorize the director to act accordingly. I have a companion here who's trying to get my attention.
I support that motion. Ms. Welch?
Yes, these are warehouse inventory contracts as well. These are for repair clamps, which we use by field crews to repair broken water mains and other DWSD field projects. The combined total for all three contracts is $670,220. DWSD is recommending award of 3 of the four lowest bids. We did receive 4 bids. It was advertised for 21 days. And we looked at the lowest cost by line item. And so we took the 3 because these are critical inventory items for our department. And so we're recommending the 3 lowest bidders per line item be approved by the Finance Committee and move to full board with recommendation for approval.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion has been approved. And we'll now move on to item 2025-229. That's item F. Mr. Chair?
Madam Chair, I move that the committee recommend to the board the approval of DWSD contract 600-7462 PC 817A with Anglin Civil LLC for the Minnock Park Green Infrastructure for a total contract amount not to exceed $912,142.08 for a term of 760 days, and authorize the director to act appropriately to implement this contract.
Okay, so this is item G, 2025-230. We'll go back to item F in just a moment if
My
no one
apologies.
objects. No problem. But I support the motion, and I'll ask Ms. Welch to make comment. Carrie?
Yes, good afternoon. This is one of 2 green infrastructure projects that's being presented today on the Finance Committee's agenda. This is to for planting of greenery, residential bioretention cells and other green initiative efforts to reduce the combined, reduce flooding and reduce provide capacity, in our combined sewer. This is a new vendor to DWSD. We did advertise bids for 42 days. We received 6 responses, and Angle Civil's bid was the most responsive. They met all of DWSD specifications for this project work. This project is grant funding and is being recommended for award to Angle. Silver Angle Construction. They did provide references for work that they've done throughout the city as well as other metropolitan areas around the state of Michigan, Livonia, Wyandotte, Grosse Ile, and several other developments that were underway. And so we're recommending to the Finance Committee to move to full board for approval.
Thank you, Ms. Welch. Any questions or comments?
None.
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion has been approved. We'll
Now,
move back up to item F.
we're at item F, 2025-229.
That's correct.
Okay. I move that the committee recommend to the Board of Water Commissioners the adoption of DWSD contract 600746 PC 822 with L. Diagnosti and Sons, Inc. for the Brightmore Green Infrastructure Project, a total contract amount not to exceed $2,212,644 and a term of 1 year, and also authorize the director to act appropriately.
I support that motion. Turn it over to Ms. Welch for comment.
Yeah, this is the second part of a smaller green infrastructure project. being presented to the Finance Committee today for 2.2 million in 1 year. This project is funded by grant as well as some DWSD funding. Again, it supports our stormwater efforts to reduce combined sewer overflows by incorporating bioretention cells, planting of greenery. We did advertise for bids for 37 days. We received 8 responses for this one, and DeGostini was the lowest responsive bidder. So procurement is recommending to the Finance Committee for approval and movement to full board.
Thank you. Questions or comments?
None.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion has been approved. Now we'll move on to item H, just 2025-231. And I'll give Mr. Chair a little rest on the voice. I'll recommend that the committee recommend to the Board of Water Commissioners for DWSD to authorize the director to approve DWSD contract 6007467 with systems and software for the upgrades and project implementation of new hardware, software, configurations to the Enquesta CIS solution for a total contract amount not to exceed $480,000 in a term of 3 years. Any question? Is there support for the motion? Sorry.
Yes, I second the motion.
Thank you. Ms. Welch?
Good afternoon. So this item before you and the one that immediately follows, both are being recommended to the Finance Committee. I'll just give commentary if you all don't mind. For both of them, they're just 2 different funding sources, but they serve the same purpose. So System and Software is a proprietary vendor for our Enquesta billing system. And the contract that you just gave the motion for is to help with upgrades, project implementation for our software and hardware. It is funded by CIP and will allow DWSD various business improvements. The second one that the motion will be read thereafter will be funded by our O&M budget, and that is for the licensing configuration upgrades to the billing system. As you all are aware, Enquesta is a proprietary software that was designed for DWSD, and so we initially had these contracts in place, but we renegotiated them opposed to amending them to add additional deliveries so that we can get a cost savings on both by executing a new contract. And so we're recommending them to the Finance Committee today for review, approval, and movement to full board.
Thank you, Ms. Welch. Are there any questions or comments? And I have none either. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion has been approved. And we'll move on to item I, 2025-232. Mr. Chair?
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the committee recommend to the Board of Commissioners the approval of DWSD contract 600-7468 with systems and software for the hardware software licensing configuration and upgrades to the Enquesta CIS solutions for a total contract amount not to exceed $3,750,000 and a term of 3 years, and authorize the director to act appropriately.
Thank you. I support that motion. Ms. Welch?
Yep. Same commentary from the previous contract. This is the O&M portion of it, so I'll yield if you all have any questions. If not, then we're just recommending to the Finance Committee for approval and movement to full board.
Thank you. Thanks for the prior commentary. Are there questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion is approved. And we'll move on to item J. Mr. Chair.
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the committee recommend to the Board of Commissioners approval of DWSD contract number 6007471 with Cadillac Asphalt LLC for patch material for a total contract amount not to exceed $290,000 in a term of 1 year, and authorize the director to do what's necessary to accomplish this motion.
I support the motion. Ms. Welch?
This is a warehouse contract for coal patch material. Coal patch material is used by our field crews to provide temporary restoration during field repair work. We advertised for 21 days. We received 2 bids, and Cadillac Asphalt was the lowest equalized bidder. They are a Detroit-based business, and procurement is recommending to the Finance Committee for approval.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion is approved. We'll go on to item K, 2025-234. Mr. Chair.
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the committee recommend to the commission the approval of contract 6007473 DWSD 95A with Major Contracting Group, Inc. for green stormwater infrastructure softscape maintenance in the city of Detroit for a total contract not to exceed amount of $2,934,000 and a term of 4 years, and authorize the director to implement the contract.
I support the motion. Ms. Welch?
Yes, this contract supports our stormwater infrastructure, green infrastructure maintenance program. It replaces the previous contract that was in place. It enables DWSD to continue incorporating bioretention assets throughout the city of Detroit. The work consists of watering, weeding, mulching, replanting, soft grading, and other maintenance and repair tasks for the vegetated portions of the GIS projects. This project was bid in May of 2025. We only received a single bid, and so we did a rebid for it. And based on the rebid findings, we had 2 responsive bidders, and Major Contracting was the lowest recommended equalized bidder. They are a Detroit-based and a Detroit headquartered company, and DWSD procurement is recommending to the Finance Committee for review and movement to full board.
Thank you, Ms. Welch. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion has been approved. Okay, thank you. We'll now move on to item L, 2025-238. And I see Mr. Rahman's here to present the June 2025 financial review.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, commissioners. Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Istokur Rahman, Chief Financial Officer, DWSD. Today, I'll be presenting the financial highlights for the month of June 2025. This is a quarter-ending report and therefore includes certain additional slides compared to our monthly financial review slides. So the June 2025 highlights, first, let me give you an update on the year-end audit status. Plant Moran, who is our external auditors, have started the field work for FY 2025 financial statements audit. Currently, DWSD is waiting for certain employee benefits entries that come from the city of Detroit. Once we get those entries, we can completely close our books, and then the audit can carry on and finish off entries such as workers' compensation, accrued compensated absences, unemployment, as well as pension entries. In addition to that, certain entries such as allowance for bad debts and legal reserves are our in-house entries that we are working on currently, and those should be finalized. We do expect all these closing entries to be completed by the end of October, and we also expect the audit to be completed by end of December 2025. Now, since the audit is ongoing, information in this presentation is preliminary in nature and could change pending the final closing entries for the fiscal year end. I don't expect any major changes, but if it does, I will bring those to your attention as and when it happens. The fourth quarter and year-end budget versus actual revenue and expense analysis. Since the June revenue and expense numbers are still subject to audit and are preliminary and also pending posting of certain journal entries, I'm delaying the presentation of that budget to actual report for the fourth quarter. I'm expecting that to be completed and presented to you as soon as the audit is completed or reasonably completed. So we'll start off with our summary of cash and investments. This is the summary on your left for the last 3 months. On a system-wide basis, you'll see here our cash and investments amounted to $256.2 million. This represents an overall decrease of $17.5 million over the main balance. And I'll explain the difference as I go along these slides. The largest decrease are in the construction accounts for both the water as well as the sewer fund. In the water construction, we had a decrease of $25.2 million, whereas sewer fund decreased by $4.1 million. Also, you'll see a decrease of $7.5 million in the water trust account. So a total decrease compared to last month on these accounts is $36.8 million. This decrease is mainly offset by increase of $17.9 million in the water fund. Now let's explain some of these significant variances. The decrease of $25.2 million in the water construction account is mainly due to construction project expense disbursement. That's roughly about $10 million. We also had a $14.5 million transferred from to the water I&E fund. So in the past, there were certain expenditures, construction expenditures that were paid out of water I&E fund, should have come out of construction fund. So we are reclassifying those back into the water fund. So that has led to a decrease in the construction account, but you'll also see an increase in the water I&E. The decrease of $4.1 million in the sewer construction account is totally due to construction project expenses. As you will understand, expenses in the construction accounts typically go up during the summer months due to a higher level of construction activities. Then the decrease in the water trust account of $8 million is due to a transfer from the trust account to the I&E fund. So in our budget, if you recall, we have a line item called revenue finance capital that kind of finances our pay-as-you-go I&E projects. When GLWA transfers monthly the operating expenses, the revenue finance capital is not transferred. We transfer all the O&M expenses, but not the revenue finance capital. On a periodic basis, we review the account, and if there is a surplus in the trust account, we do make the transfer to cover the revenue finance capital. So this $8 million in the water fund is for previous years, not just the previous year, but a couple more years going back in the past. So that's now being transferred from the trust account to the water I&E fund. There was no such transfer in the sewer fund. The water I&E fund increased by $17.9 million is a combination of the transfer from the construction account as well as the trust account. And then the difference of whatever is left is roughly $4.5 million, which can be attributed to construction expenditures. DWSD continues to maintain adequate reserves for our operating expenses. We typically want to keep 3 months worth of operating expenses as a cushion. That's roughly about $26 million for both the water fund as well as the sewer funds. Moving along, these are a graphical presentation of what I just talked through. So I'm not gonna probably spend a whole lot of time here. It's just highlighting that water operating cash is $8.1 million at the end of June, which is a slight increase of $1.4 million over May. And this is mainly due to payroll transfer. Sewer operating also had a balance of $25.1 million, which is a decrease of $500,000 over May. The next slide is improvement and extension fund. As you see the big increase in the graph here, June from May, and that's because of the $14.5 million construction transfer, as well as the $7.5 million transfer from with the water trust account. Sewer INE cash held pretty steady compared to May. Next slide, please, is the construction cash. You'd see the dip here in the June graph compared to May. Again, transfer of funds between water and sewer, as well as construction activities in the water construction cash. Sewer construction cash on the right side also shows a slight decrease, and that's purely because of construction expenses paid out of the sewer construction cash. And as I said before, these lines keep fluctuating during the summer months because of increased construction activities. The trust account, we had $25.5 million at the end of June, a decrease of $7.5 million due to the transfer. Retail receipts for the month of June exceeded our target collection by $500,000. Our target collection was $9.6 million for the month of June. In the sewer fund, we had $39 million. It shows a decrease of $1.3 million. And that's because the retail receipts fell short of our target collection by that amount. Just FYI, our target collection for sewer fund for the month of June was $24.6 million. This is a quarterly report. It just shows you our investments by funds. We have operating improvement, construction for both the water and sewer fund. The next slide, again, is a quarterly summary of cash and investments, and this is by financial institutions. As you can see here, our biggest investment is in GovMig. 62% of our cash and investments are in GovMig. And the reason for that is it yields a higher rate of return. At the same time, offers us liquidity as and when we need cash. The other big balances are in First Independence as well as Comerica Bank. Those amounts have been held steady over the last few quarters. The amounts here on this chart may or may not agree with the items in the financial statement, and that's purely because of reconciling items that can happen due to timing differences. Next slide is a summary of our operating cash balance that factors in interfund balances. I just want to show you this, the graph on the top, that line across the various bars, holding pretty steady over the last 12 months, except for the month of June when it dips a little bit, and that's because the year-end adjustments we make to interfund balances. So at the end of June, we had $33.7 million when you take in cash at DWSD, or cash at GLWA, and also making adjustments for the interfunds. This represents a decrease of $1.4 million when you compare it with the 12 months data. The sewer fund is again very steady at the top. The red line is moving along various months across the fiscal year. We had $64.2 million at the end of June, and it represents a $9.9 million increase over the past 12 months. Also, you'll note that interfund balance is showing zero, which indicates we are settling our interfund balances very effectively and on a timely basis. Now we switch gears to accounts receivables. Here's the comparative analysis for the last or over 3 quarters. But I'll move on to the next slide to give you a brief explanation for these numbers. Our June sales, $40.2 million, increased very slightly over May, which was 39.4. Receivables for all active accounts increased by $3.4 million over May. And our days in receivables decreased actually by 3 days to 245 days. When it comes to residential receivables, it increased by 0.1% when we are comparing with May receivables. Days in receivables for active residential decreased by 1 day. Now, our total receivables included receivables for inactive accounts as well. We had $53.1 million, or roughly 14% of our total gross receivables that can be attributed to inactive accounts. We do have a current plan in place to refer these inactive accounts to an outside agency for collection, which is going to be effective very soon. On an overall basis, our June combined collection rate was 86.5% across all active customer classes, and it exceeded May collection rate of 83.8%. When you average it out over a 3-month period, that average stood at 87.2%. We actually observed collection rate increases across all customer classes except residential, which decreased slightly from 87.5% to 84%. The combined collection rate is also boosted in June by tax roll collection. We collected $10.3 million from that tax roll account. And the total balance of receivables is adjusted or reduced by allowance for doubtful accounts. We have an allowance of $310.9 million at the end of June, leaving us a net receivable of $82 million. And this $82 million also includes tax roll receivable of $11.2 million. Our allowance for doubtful accounts percentage is pretty consistent over the last several months. We are around 79.1% for June, but it hasn't changed significantly from previous months. This is a quarterly receivable aging report. It tells you how the receivables are spread across the time frame, 0 to 30 days and so on. You'll note that 51.9% or $170 million of the total receivable balance we have is over 1 year past due. In addition, $47.8 million of inactive accounts are also older than 1 year. Of the total 328.7 gross receivables, about 69.4% relate to active residential receivables. 130.5 million or 57.1% are over 1 year old. The next slide. Tomorrow. Okay, so this is our regular average collection rate chart, which tells you our collection rate over the last 3 months as well as the 3-month average. You see here residential collection rate for the last 3 months have averaged 84%. This is an increase and not a decrease as shown on the slide, which is an error. It should be an increase from the May average, which was at 81.8%. Commercial and industrial collection continues to be positive. Our 3-month average, 89.4%, an increase from the May's average of 88.3%. Industrial as well continues to do well. We average 98.9%, small increase from May's. Drainage only collection rate have increased to 74% compared to 71% in May. Drainage and residential receivable collections obviously continues to be a concern for us. June combined collection, as I mentioned before, at 86.5% for all customer classes, have increased over the May's collection of 83.8%. And the 3-month average kind of remains steady. From receivables, we go on to the water commodity matrix and revenues. Our June volume exceeded the budget by 2.7%. It was also higher when we compared it to May by 4.8% and 2.2% over June of 2024. This reflects our high, not only exceeding the budget, but it's also exceeding the actual consumption when you compare to the previous months. Year-to-date volume was 1.7% over seasonally adjusted budget. And all of this could be or is indicators that Detroit obviously is growing in terms of usage and volume over the last several months, and could even be over the last fiscal year. The commodity revenue, keeping in pace with the volume, also exceeded the budget by 3%, was again 7% higher than May. And we also beat the June 2024 expectation by 0.3%. On a year-to-date basis, we are 3.3% above the budget. When it comes to the service charge matrix, similarly, we've exceeded budget by 2.8% for the month of June. It was slightly lower when we compare to May, but on a year-to-date basis, we are 2.9% over what we expected. The service revenue, keeping pace with the equivalence, is also 3.1% over budget, and the year-to-date numbers is showing a 3.2% increase over our budgeted expenditures. Again, as I mentioned, generally speaking, if you compare the blue graph lines, all the blue lines are actual consumptions on actual demand for meters. You'll see them being steady or increasing slightly month over month, which is a reflection of the positive growth in Detroit. Sewer commodity, again, very steady. We had a 3.8% increase over budget. Overall, both for volume as well as revenues. On an overall basis, year to date, we are 0.3% under seasonally adjusted budget. So it's pretty close to what we had predicted or projected out when we started the fiscal year. Matrix for meter counts, again, showing positive results. Overall, we have exceeded our budget by 4.4%, both for meters as well as for service revenues. Drainage charge, on a year-to-date basis, we are 0.2% over budget. Revenue-wise, though, we are falling short of the budget, and there are several reasons for it. The significant one is that we had a $1.8 million drainage adjustments in May, as well as we had application of higher drainage credits throughout the fiscal year. All of those could bring down the revenues, although the BIA, which is the billable impervious acres, are in line with the budget. All right, so that's our monthly information for the month of June. Now I'll go through some quarterly information. The first one is the Lifeline update. We have reduced arrears for the Lifeline enrollees by $48 million as of June 30th, 2025. This is since inception in September of 2022. We have collected roughly $20 million from regional, state, and federal grants. We also wrote off $8.6 million, which were not covered by grants or were not eligible for reimbursement. So currently, at the end of June, we have $19.4 million in arrears that we have accumulated because of the Lifeline program. That number has changed slightly since June 30th. And when I picked up the number for, as of end of September, we collected an additional $3.5 million since then. So the balance as of now, fast forward to September, would be $15.9 million. The second part of the chart is gap arrears. We have reduced customers arrears, customers' obligation, I should say, by $26.7 million by moving the difference between what the customer is supposed to pay, $18.43 or $56, and their actual bills. We call it a gap amount, and that gap holding account had $26.7 million since October of 2022. We have collected $5.9 million against that, so left us with $20.8 million in that gap account. Also, it's important to note that no collection has happened since June of 2025, although we have added $865,000 to the arrears. The bottom chart, so on an overall basis, we have a $40.2 million outstanding combination of arrears, enrollment arrears, and gap arrears. As of June 30th, 2025, you can reduce it by $3.5 million that we have collected since June to that number. The bottom part of this is just giving you a summary of our Lifeline outstanding balances. We had 7,528 accounts owing us $2.1 million. And then 1.2 of that is for customers who owe us that money greater than 60 days. And the overall chart here, what is it that's costing us for this Lifeline program as of today? Not as of today, I'm sorry, as of June. It's costing us $48.8 million. 74.7 is the actual cost, and then $25.9 million is what we have collected against that. Of the $48.8 million, there is an $8 million of adjustments we had to make because they were ineligible for collection. So that would make it 40, and 40 is reduced by another $3.5 million that we collected since June. So about $36.5 million is our exposure because of the program that we implemented. And finally, I want to give you an update on the quarterly Easy Pay plan status. It's a comparative, as you know, the Easy Pay plan has succeeded. I would call it a successful program as of now. And it can be seen in March, the numbers we have versus the June numbers. Participants have increased, taking part in this program. 24.6 in March has grown to 29.8. And that number has also grown to 8,000, roughly 8,400 as of September. Total collection, arrears and current bail combined as of June 30th is $33 million, with just $20 million in March. And when I looked up the September numbers, we collected an additional $11.7 million between July and September. Also, we made progress in collecting towards arrears. We had $7.9 million of the $33 million as of June that we collected towards arrears. And the 11.7 that we collected since June had $3.9 million attributed to the arrears bucket. So I've given a lot of information in a short period of time. Please, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for, as usual, a very comprehensive review. We'll await more information on the year-end results, as you have already indicated. Are there any other questions or comments for Mr. Rahman?
I concur, very comprehensive report, and just about all the numbers look good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go back to the agenda. I think we're up to date on the planning calendar. I'm just going to ask Istakar to concur.
Yes, ma'am. Except with the exception of the yearly entries, I think we are all caught up with the financial planning calendar.
Yeah. Hey, are there any other matters to come before the committee? Hearing none, our next meeting is November the 5th of 2025, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would move that the committee adjourn.
Yeah, I support that. We are adjourned. Just in time.
Perfect timing. So it is 2 o'clock and I don't see Commissioner Kinlock joining yet. Oh, maybe here he comes.
Thank you.
Hey, Commissioner Kinlock, you're on.
Thank you. The Detroit Board of Water Commissioners Capital Improvement Program and Operations Committee will now come to order. Would you please call the roll?
Chairperson Kinlock,
Present.
Commissioner Davis,
Present.
Commissioner Garcia. She is present. Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum.
Thank
I'm
you.
present. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. A motion is in order to approve the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move.
It's been moved. Is there support? And supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? This item stands approved. Next item on the agenda is approval of the previous meeting minutes from September 3rd, 2025. Motion is in order.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Is there support? I'll support that. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? This item stands approved. Next item on the agenda is public participation. And at this time, I'd like to ask, is there anyone, Mr. Peckinpah, who has asked to be recognized for the purpose of addressing this committee?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. There is one hand raised, but on behalf of Director Gary Brown and Deputy Director Smalley and the leadership team, if I may ask for a moment of silence for an employee who has passed recently in our operations group.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, so I will share who the gentleman is. We have Mr. Walter Cobbs passed away earlier this week. He was an employee of 27 years with the Automotive Fleet Division at DWSD, working very closely with Mr. Smalley, Ms. Mia, and Mr. Roberts, who will be doing a presentation during this committee. His viewing is next Thursday at James Cole Funeral Home on October 9th at 3 to 8 p.m. And then funeral services are 11 a.m. on next Friday, October 10th. And we'd like to have a moment of silence for Mr. Walter L. Cobbs. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
At this time, let's please, at this time, let's take a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Mr. Peckinpah, can I ask for you to email out that information to the commissioners, please?
Yes, I will do so. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And if you have any biographical information, that would be helpful. I'd like to have a resolution prepared, memorial from the for the Water Commission, but also the County Commission as well.
Oh, thank you very much. I would be much appreciated by his family, I'm sure.
Thank you.
And
who is asked to be recognized during public participation at this time?
Mr. Chair, we do have Cecily McClellan.
Ms. McClellan?
It was, Cecily McClellan. My intent was to raise my hand during a customer service committee. This is not that committee.
Okay,
So I'm gonna
okay,
lower my hand and not want to speak during that committee.
okay, thank you. Mr. Peckinpah, anyone else asked to be recognized? Anyone?
Mr. Chair, no other hands are raised.
Thank you. Public participation is closed. We'll now go to communications. Under communications, there is none. We'll now proceed to unfinished business. There is none. Under new business, we have item number 2025-235, resolution to approve development reimbursement agreement with the Henry Ford Health System. This is from the review of meter operations programs.
Mr. Chair, that's a separate item.
Okay.
So item A.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That's what, yes. So item A, the resolution to approve the development reimbursement agreement with Henry Ford Health Systems.
So that's the item I had forwarded to you earlier we talked about.
Yes, and I did. I was able to review it. And at this time, who's here to speak to this item?
I am, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Deputy Director Smiley, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a developer reimbursement agreement. The Henry Ford Healthcare System, as part of their Future of Health project, which I believe is over I don't want to misspeak, but I think it's a very significant, maybe $1 billion worth of investment as part of their Future of Health campus. As part of that, they are upsizing and or replacing a fairly significant number of DWSD assets, many of which date back to the 1800s. They are replacing 1,600 linear feet of 12-inch water main, 1,200 linear feet of 30, 24, 18, and 16-inch sewer mains. All told, they are making a $3.5 million investment to not only support their needs, but also some of the surrounding neighborhoods' water and wastewater needs, upgrading those systems so that they perform as intended. DWSD believes that there's a cost participation in the amount of $2.5 million. Overall, they're making a $3.5 million investment in the water and wastewater systems. So this development reimbursement agreement allows them to construct, because we don't want to interrupt their schedule. So they are constructing. The work will be inspected by their engineer and our permits group, ensuring that it meets DWSD standards. So that in a nutshell is what we're proposing. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, let me ask at this time, are there any questions from any of the committee members? Any questions? We need more of this to take place, from a broader scale. If, this is good news for the residents, as well as this, like you mentioned, is a multi-billion-dollar development that's going to be transformational for that area, the Northwest Goldberg community, and they're very excited about this development. So, so at this time, members, you received the resolution speaking to the proposed DWSD Development Reimbursement Agreement for Henry Ford Health System. And who is here to, which member will, make the motion?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
We need to read the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you put the,
If you like, I can read it and you all can take action.
Yes, you can, please.
Okay, upon recommendation of Samuel Smalley, Deputy Director, the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Commissioners authorize the Director to approve a development reimbursement agreement between the Detroit Water and Sewage Department and Henry Ford Health System, doing business as Henry Ford Health, a Michigan nonprofit corporation, for the amount of $2,500,000 and no cents. And also authorizes the Director to take such other action as may be necessary to accomplish the intent of this vote.
You've heard the motion. is that, who will make the move, who will move the, resolution that was just read?
Mr. Chairman, I move for adoption of that motion.
Who supports? Is there a second? Is there a second? I will second that, that motion, this motion. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, this item stands approved. Next item on the agenda is item 8B, which is item number 2025-236, review of the meter operations program.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I was going to give me 1 minute. I'm going to pull up my screen. Are you all able to see it?
Yes, it's still saying it's starting. Thank you. We can see it now. Meter
There you
operations update.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Charlotta Flake. I am the manager of our meter operations division, and I'm here to present meter operations updates. As of July 1, meter operations, we welcomed 11 new FSTs in 2025. That brought our current FTE up to 74. Out of the 74, we currently have 6 vacancies that we're actively working with HR with and filling those positions to make our division whole. Meter operations, we have 2 team sections that we have in our area. We have our installations team and we have our interruption and compliance team. We're going to look at our installation team first. Our installation team goal for this calendar year is 12,000 installations. Currently, we're sitting at 9,714, so we have a good start, and we're on the way of meeting that goal. Our daily day-to-day work for meter operations, the installations team, it deals a lot with scheduled work. Appointments are slightly increased weekly with an average of over 550 work orders. The work completed is slightly decreased at this time. That's because we were low on employees. Like I said, we have bought on new employees to try to bring that number back up. Also, a lot of our pending customer issues still remains the same. Some of those issues that we face in those areas, we have plumbing, no access, and most of the time stop box. One of the biggest concerns that we have are our plumbing issues. Our installation or exchanges remains more than 200 water meters weekly with a slightly drop for this year. Our other area that this group takes care of is real estate REIS. By making this type of work scheduled appointments, we have successfully been servicing the customers on a weekly basis. We have also been able to keep our meter appointments down to our average of 7 days or less in most of our areas. Currently, right now, we have more than 30,000 meters that are 20 years or older. Approximately 154,000 of those meters are older than 5 years. We are actively working on that. We're going to use our new resources of our new FTEs in trying to get them acclimated to our business processes and start using those services to try to bring those numbers down so that we can get updated meter equipment in our homes and structures. Our second team that we have in meter operations is our service interruptions, restoration, and compliance team. The new FSTs will assist in managing service interruptions on a weekly basis. We're slowly reinstating residential interruptions for all account types, and we're offering, prior to interrupting water services, we try to offer customers payment arrangements prior to interrupting their services. The turn-ons, our team worked with our internal DWSD team to offer solutions in restoring water services. And we also try to help with all those aging meters Prior to restoring the water services, we try to get the equipment updated so that we can decrease those numbers as well. The final piece that we have for our meter operations group is our ICON project status update. Currently, they have completed their project. They have met their deadline for this project. They have met their goal. The contract total amount was $18,240,000. Currently, they are in the progress of wrapping up. They completed on June 30th, 2025. They were successful in bringing on Detroiters for this project. 12 out of the 20 people that were hired during the 3-year project were Detroiters. So that was a positive for us. As far as that, the project is wrapping up, and we're looking forward to completing up the rest of the installations for this particular project. That's the end for mine. Any questions?
I'm sorry, you're right. Okay, I don't have any questions myself. I'd like to ask, any other members have any questions as relates to this report? Any additional questions? Okay, well, thank you, Ms. Flake.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item 8C, review of maintenance and repair. Item 2025-239.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Give me a second, be able to share my screen.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon, Board of Water Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is David Ridgway. I work in the Field Service Division as an investigation, restoration, and misdig manager. And today we will be covering performance and productivity with our maintenance and repair division, and spotlighting some new key ideas for this upcoming year. Our 2 main goals are to provide clean, safe drinking water and also reduce the flood resilience. So for the next slides, we will cover a range of 13-month rolling average. Most of our work is done seasonally, so we are looking for trends and ways to improve our productivity for our residents. Each slide will cover a gray area for backlog, a blue area for incoming work for that particular month, and then we have a green line for work that is covered by DWSD crews, and a red line by any work that is covered by our contractor. So when a customer calls our customer service line or use the C-Click Fix app and says that they have a water main break or a water in the basement, there's a flooded street, they're experiencing no water, this service line is the first point of contact to determine the next steps to give to our field crews. Our next service line here is our water main repairs. On average, 60% of our water main repairs are given to our contractors, and 40% is given to our field crews. We see a peak demand in December through March due to temperature changes in our area. The next service line is service repairs, so which goes over our leaking, our lead service lines, and hit services. There's a peak demand in the summer months due to a lot of our service being hit, and we're addressing them, having crews deployed actively to make the repairs.
One thing I want to say is that I like that I see that green line, that a majority of our repairs and installations completed by DWSD employees.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, Commissioner. Next is our fire hydrants. So we have 30,000 hydrants across the city of Detroit. And during the months of October through February, the Detroit Fire Department conducts annual fire hydrant inspections. We deploy our field crews and contractor crews to quickly mitigate the numbers. As you can see, we've hit historical numbers this year. We're looking forward to staying under 1.5% out of service hydrants, which would be 448. Now we have our sewer cleaning service line. We have 2,400 miles of sewer miles that are 24 inches or below that DWSD cleans. Our goal is to clean 600 sewer miles each year, which will put us in our system cleaning it every 5 to 6 years, which will make our sewer system more resilient. This year, we're following the initiative that we had last year set by Deputy Director Samuel Smalley and Chief Operating Officer Erica Mia with 600 linear miles of sewer cleaned. And as of Monday, September 29th, we have cleaned 538 sewer miles. Our next service line is our catch basin cleaning line. We recognize that we have a standing backlog of catch basin cleaning and also catch basin repairs across the city. With hiring new staff and contractor resources, we have been going to be able to decrease this number of complaints and flooded streets in the next upcoming months. We have a plan. There's more to come, but definitely we're headed in the right direction. Our next service line is our MISDIG, which is our underground utility locating system. There are 3 types of tickets: emergency, rushes, and normals. We have seen significant improvement. We've been 100% compliant and in line with Michigan Public Act 174. Our next service line is our surface restoration. So when our field crews go out and do repairs, we impact driveways, sidewalks, lawns, and streets throughout the city. We have a backlog in the winter months due to cement and asphalt plants closing. We catch up the winter backlog in the summer months. Our goal is to eliminate the winter backlog by October 15th. And as of today, we have 98 hard surface sites and 441 soft surface sites remaining to be completed in our backlog. This is our field service organizational chart. To the left is the investigations, restoration, and MISDIG, which deals with contractor resources and data-intensive jobs. In the middle, to the left, we do have our special projects. We have special emphasis on lead line replacement and basement backup. Also in the middle is our maintenance and repair division that does the work. They are the boots on the ground, making all the water and sewer repairs. And to the right, we have our operations center that handles our planning, scheduling, and data management for our group. We have a operation update to give you. We have centralized all of our planners and dispatchers and improved communication and coordination amongst our team leaders and technicians. We've also, with this operation, have been able to help us mitigate the service level agreement dates, identify high priorities, and also help us manage our staff to mitigate emergency circumstances.
So where is the Operations Center located?
It is located at Central Service Facility in our central yard. At 6425 feet. Okay. All right, now I'm going to play a video of our Operations Center.
Welcome to Detroit Water and Sewage Department. My name is Katharina Taylor. I'm the Operations Center Manager.
My name is Kenosha Davidson. I'm the Maintenance Planner Scheduler for DWSD.
And welcome to the Operations Center.
One of the purposes of the Operations Center is to ensure that the City of Detroit residents have clean drinking water in a timely manner. We also clean the street basins to reduce the flooding of our streets in our city neighborhoods.
Okay, so this screen is our weather screen. So that helps us plan our work and know where the crews are. Because if it's raining and thunder and lightning, we know the productivity is going to be low because they can't stick a metal rod in the ground.
Yeah, and it's a safety issue.
Yes,
We don't want them out
definitely.
there working.
And like
with
today, it's
lightning.
going to be extremely hot.
Right.
So
Gotta
we
keep
got
an eye on the weather.
Yeah, we got to keep an eye on the weather to keep them hydrated. And this right here is our favorite screen. It's the GPS. This is where we can track all DWSD vehicles. So this helps us a lot because if we have an emergency and we need to move a crew, we can move the crew. We could look on here and see who the closest, and we could just move that crew.
Okay.
Kenosha uses this quite often because she deal with the stop boxes, and those are usually the issues. Turn off vacants, bust pipes, things like that. So if we get a call about a building that's flooding, we can just find out who's the closest, and we can just send that person instead of sending somebody from the west side to the east side.
I got you. Yeah.
And also we can tell how fast they're going, and if they've been sitting for a very long time. So it's definitely a great benefit. So this screen right here is how we prioritize our work. So water main breaks is our #1 priority. So if it's a large leak, like in a vacant lot or something, that's not high priority. But a lot of fire hydrants get hit in the summer. So sometimes those can, a hit hydrant can become a higher priority than a water main.
Yep.
Because especially if it's by a school or if it's flooding, it's several.
How many hit hydrants do you think we get a week?
A week? Well, last week we got 2.
Okay, so
that's
2
good.
to 5 every
Yeah,
week.
yeah, that's a good number, 2 to 5 every week.
what I
So, and this right here is the Operations Center dashboard. This shows all the work that comes in, that's completed, what's priority. So sometimes as dispatcher, like we 24/7, so somebody on day, somebody afternoon. So when we rotate, sometimes an emergency job may not get communicated to the next person. But when you look on here, you will know, I got 5 emergency jobs that need to be dispatched out, so it doesn't get lost. And they'll go through there and dispatch it out on afternoons.
Okay.
And this one is our Improved Detroit section. So it shows all the jobs that was reported by Improved Detroit. It shows all the jobs, and if you can see, our major ones is cave-ins and block basins. Those are the highest because of the block basins and holes in the street.
So this is our ARC GIS hydrant dashboard. What we do with this dashboard is we determine which hydrants are in our project area, which hydrants can actually be worked on and repaired. The ones that we can't get to as a result of a project, we still need to monitor so that we can make sure that we have fire protection in the area. And that's basically just what this does for us, just to give us an indication of what we got, what we can work on, what we can't work on, and again, to make sure that we have fire protection.
Attended to.
Yeah, and I appreciate it that you gave us the opportunity.
Thank
to
you
do
for the
this.
tour.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
So make sure you thank them for the tour they just gave us as well. That was a great overview.
Yes, and this was a great initiative set by Director Brown, and we're able to have this operations center, and it's been a great resource and impact for all of our maintenance and repair crews. So,
welcome.
So thank you, Mr. Ridgway. A very very enlightening report. I'd like to ask members, do you have any questions? And Gary, I saw that you're on. You should plan a tour of the facility for us one day.
That's a great idea. We'd love to, they got a nice conference room out there. We'd love to do that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yep. You can coordinate that with the chair. Yep. In Marion.
Will do.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Does that conclude your report?
I have just a few more slides, Commissioner.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah,
no problem. This is very brief.
No problem.
Okay. The next is the fire hydrant update. Just let you know that we know we have 30,000 hydrants. We are staying current with the out of service under 1%, which as of today, we have 123 inoperable hydrants. We are also in maintenance and repair. We're continually developing our staff. I want to highlight that we do for S license certification that we do have 23 S license that are newly or currently certified. I'd like to thank our assistant manager, Phil Curry, who's been leading the class and helping train our S3 and S4 field service technicians and engineers and any staff that wants to be trained. He's been doing a great job with that. And also want to highlight that we do have 67 current CDL holders.
Mr. Chair, I'd also like to add that under MISTIG, which is the underground markout that we have to do, we have been 100% compliant with all three categories, normals, emergency, and rushes, for probably close to a year now.
Good.
Major improvement. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Director Smalley. Also, we have our contractor crews. We cannot do any of our work without their assistance. They have been a great help for us in these areas. And just a quick highlight that we have done well over 140,000 work orders. We had 20,000 C-click fixes as well to add this inclusive of the 140,000. We completed 23,000 service requests, 117,000 work orders. We did complete 600 miles of sewer. 23 people have S license, and we are incurring with 45 days of complete hard surface restoration. And thank you for your time. I'm done, Commissioner Kenlock.
Thank you. That was good. Very helpful information, and I'm sure the public who's joining us on this meeting appreciate this information as well. Okay, thank you again.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is our annual fleet update. That's item number 2025-240.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes?
If I might, may I ask a question on the last presentation before we
You
move
may.
on?
Yes, Mr. Ridgway? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, yep, you may proceed, Commissioner Davis.
Part of the presentation involved one of the employees mentioned about the number of fire hydrants that get hit. And so my question is, if someone hits a fire hydrant and they have full coverage, including property damage, do we go after that insurance company with the State Farms, AAAs, what have you of the world, because their customer who was insured destroyed city property?
I can answer that, Mr. Chair. Yes, Commissioner, we do. If we can get the vehicle information, and we've used the green light camera systems, and security will go out and do an investigation. If we can get their information, we have sought compensation or reimbursement for our efforts. It's not easy, but we've done it probably 6 or 7 times in the last couple of years.
Okay. All right, that's good. And I imagine, in some cases, it's probably not worth pursuing. In other cases, if it's major damage, it might well be worth it. But thank you for that.
Thank you. Any additional questions? Okay, we'll proceed to the fleet update, the PowerPoint presentation.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Give me a moment, I'll share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Having some technical difficulty. What about now?
Not yet.
There it is.
There it is. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I apologize for the difficulty.
No problem.
All right. I'm here to share the status of fleet for 2025. My name is Daryl Roberts. I'm the fleet manager. And as of date, we are, the screen to change. Having trouble changing the screen.
We see the screen, Daryl.
Yeah, but I'm having trouble changing it. The slideshow. Is it changing at all? No?
No. Tamara or Marion, do you have the presentation? There you go.
Excellent. As of today's date, we have 22 FTEs consisting of 1 manager and 5 office staff and 15 technicians. Next slide, please. We currently have 449 active units. That's wheeled vehicles. That's not including the 267 pieces of equipment, backhoes and loaders and such, but 449 active units, which are all being tracked in the GPS system. Of those 449 units, 174 are newer, 2025 are newer, meaning we just got those. 220 are newer than 2015, and currently we're 49% in compliance with the vehicle replacement cycle. We expect to be 75% compliant by fiscal year 27. Next slide, please. We are a full service garage, meaning we do preventive maintenance, towing, service calls, vehicle acquisitions, replacements and disposals, vehicle upfitting, dewatering of mains, emergency lighting, scrapping services, equipment moving, technical support and training for GPS systems, vehicle tracking, and etc. Next slide, please. This is a review of the performance in the garage. So, fleet operations service line. We divide our repairs up in 2 different categories, either preventive maintenance or vehicle repairs. Preventive maintenance includes oil changes, filter changes, fluid top walls, tire rotations, and wiper blades. Vehicle repairs are anything that happens that is not scheduled, brakes, transmissions on up to engine replacements or accidents. Those are divided up into priorities 1, 2, and 3. Next slide. And here, for the month of September, it shows our performance. We average 69 repairs per week and preventive maintenance repairs as well. And if you look at the weekly totals, we have in each category kept up with everything that's coming in. And I would like to increase that, and we're working on that currently. Next slide, please. You saw in the last presentation the GPS service. We're currently partnering with IT. We've upgraded the GPS service from Verizon Connect to Verizon Reveal. And what that did for us, that increased the ping or the way we were able to track the vehicles from every 2 minutes to every 20 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Beg your pardon, sir?
I said, that's good. I mean, yeah.
We
That's
also integrated Google Maps, which gave us real-time imaging. We not only could look at it in this map view, but we could change it to a picture map view so we could see the actual building they're at or actual location. You know, and it won't maybe not today's view, but the last time that Google Maps took a picture.
okay. So it's not live. Yeah.
It's not live, no,
Right.
sir.
Okay.
Whether the tracking is live, but the picture is not live. And again, it's real time tracking of all the vehicles. We've treated actual mileage, like the manager in the previous reviews stated. We can tell where someone is, where they've been. We can track habits and whatever, you know, whatever they may be doing, we can track that. Next slide, please. In a previous presentation, I presented to you that we should go EV. We finally got the EV charging stations up. So we wanted to get infrastructure up before we actually bought the vehicles. We currently have 20 EV charging stations in the East Yard and 2 in the garage. So we did run a pilot that year with 2 rental vans. We currently have in service 24 hybrid Maverick pickups, 12 hybrid Ford Escapes, 5 plug-in hybrid Escapes, and we've taken delivery of 6 out of our 10 full EV vans. And those are vans that are totally plug-in. They have no engine. It's just an electric motor. Any questions there? Next slide, please. In our Asset Works program, we are enabled to do digital drop-offs, digital pickups, and customer service. That is less paperwork that we have to check, and it makes the system more accurate. We can get real-time delivery of services and track it a lot better. In the picture, there's a dashboard from the actual screen of Asset Works, and it's giving us the priority equipment. If it's in the red, it's because we need to address those that are down, and we need to get those back up immediately. Next slide, please. We also have our Ford Stars training, which gives our technicians the same training that the Ford technicians get. It keeps us abreast of everything that Ford has to offer, every new vehicle training. Every time a vehicle hits the manufacturer's lot, we can tell where they are. And not only that, we can tell what updates that the Ford vendors know. So if they have something that they know, we know it. It also gives us an opportunity for our technicians to advance. We have level 1, 2, and 3 technicians. Through training, through Ford's training, they can get the master mechanic and become a level 3 technician.
So does that restrict us to have to utilize this platform? Is it an exclusive licensing agreement that's through Ford, or is it some other proprietary? You know,
this is Ford only. We do have other training platforms, but this one, because our fleet was 90%, 89% Ford, we used the Ford training platform. We do also have a Mack training platform and a Caterpillar training platform as well.
Okay. Proceed. Thank you.
Next slide, please. A future state, we are trying to partner with HR to get our diesel technician training program together, apprenticeship program. We're upgrading the Fuel Focus and Asset Works programs to get greater transparency, better pre-trips and digital pre-trips, better integration of the mobile devices, and better fleet assessment through AI.
Question, apprenticeship program, is that accessible to new hires or only current DWSD employees?
That is a future state. We were working on it pre-COVID, and we're just starting that initiative again. So that has not been in place. We are trying to make that open to not only new hires, but our current employees.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Sorry about that. You can
No,
continue.
no, that's great. That's a great question. Thank you, sir. And that concludes my presentation. Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions, commissioners? Any questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Roberts. These are some good reports today. But they're always great, but I'm just saying thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll now proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is item number 9, the planning calendar. We have the review meter operations. We're pretty much through this calendar, and we will continue to follow the calendar as indicated, or to the best of our ability, unless there's some changes. I want to thank you, Mr. Smalley and Gary and your team putting together these reports today, and I'm looking forward to the reports that will be coming in the future as well. Next item on the agenda is other matters. I know of none. Next meeting is scheduled for November the 5th, 2025, and at this time, a motion to adjourn is in order.
So move,
Move,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you all.
At this time, we can recess until 3 o'clock.
Hello? Can
Hi,
anyone
Ms.
hear me?
Blackman, can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you see the screen okay?
There's nothing showing on the screen. It says done speaking is a big round blue circle.
Try to
Is that
swipe back over or swipe
right or
down.
left? Right or
Left.
swipe down?
Try to swipe down first.
When I try to swipe down.
Or if that didn't work, swipe to the left.
Unmute. Start video. Okay. I'm seeing customer service.
Okay.
What time is it 3 o'clock yet? Yes.
It is.
All right. Can anyone else help? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Can Marion hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, ready to start my meeting?
Yes.
All right. I'd like to call the Customer Service Committee meeting to order at 3 o'clock. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Chairperson Blackman,
Present.
Commissioner Garcia,
Present.
Commissioner Forte.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
So glad to hear your voices. I can't see very much, but glad to hear your voices. I'm at the hospital. So the next item on the agenda is the roll call.
Madam Chair, approval
No,
of the
wait a minute.
agenda.
I'm sorry, the approval of the agenda. I'm sorry.
I move
Next item on the
approval,
agenda.
Madam Chair.
Moved by Commissioner Forte, seconded by Commissioner Garcia.
Support.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of September the 3rd.
I move approval.
Moved by
Support.
Commissioner Forte, seconded by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The next item is public participation. Has anyone indicated a desire to speak before the committee?
Yes, good afternoon, Madam Chair.
Good
We do
afternoon, Mr.
have,
Peckinpah.
good afternoon. We do have Cecily McClellan and some other hands raised, but she is the first person.
Thank you. Have you've already read the statement for the meetings, Mr. Peckinpah?
Yes, I did, Madam Chair, in the first committee. It looks like the same attendees were here during the first committee.
Very good. Then Ms. McClellan, would you like to join us and make your statement?
Yes, again, Cecily McClellan with We the People of Detroit. Thanks for this opportunity to speak to the board. We continue to receive calls from residents that need assistance. Many of the residents have already been involved in the Easy Pay program, and unfortunately, due to the agreement, we're unable to keep it. And they are calling and seeking assistance. So it is imperative that there is a program that takes into consideration arrearages of our residents. And at this point, we know that Lifeline is not doing that. In reviewing the customer service presentation, it indicates that you got 67% success rate, which means in essence that there's a 33% failure rate, and that's over 12,000 residents. I would think that, we need to know at this point whether those residents are in shut off or have they already been shut off? We'd like to know the status of those residents and whether or not there are any other avenues or programs that could be considered that might save them from not having access to clean, safe, and affordable water. In reviewing the dashboard, I saw that Lifeline has or had 7,930 residents enrolled. And I know as of this month, those residents had to be transferred over to the new program, H2O. I'd like to know of that 7,930, how many were actually transferred over? How many were actually dropped off as a result of not keeping up with their lifeline payment? You know, what is the clear status of this program as of October 1st? You know, I know there was not a lot of time in between September 1st and October 1st to make the modification in the program. So we'd like to get a clear picture of how many people are actually actively enrolled in Lifeline H2O. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. McClellan. I believe that we're in touch with all of the people at your organization to try to keep you informed of what the status is. Did you want to speak to that at all? I don't know if I'm being heard by everybody.
Yes,
Madam
Madam
Chair?
Chair. Yep.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I can
see
hear
anything.
you.
Okay,
Okay.
please, because I can't see anything other than what's on screen right now. If I'm not mistaken, have you not been in constant contact with the people the people of Detroit and keeping them informed, or is that incorrect?
Madam Chair, we have.
Okay, so they have.
We have been in contact with them, and we did share our new H2O Lifeline program and what we plan on doing, and what the policy looks like. So we have shared that information.
So the questions regarding how many people are not in the program has been communicated, or have not been transferred, has been communicated to we the people?
Yeah, I'm not sure where the word transfer comes from. We did not indicate that anyone would be transferred to the program. All eligible residents of the city of Detroit will have to apply for the H2O program. And that program, the new H2O program, is not up and running currently. We have been in constant communication with our residents that were in the program as of September 30th, when the current program ran out, when the time expired. The funding was only available through September 30th, 2025.
Okay, so
yep.
What do we do in the meantime, Mr. Phillips, for those customers who were eligible and now they're not being covered? What is the what is their resolution or their appeal step?
Yeah, we did communicate with everyone, with the nearly 8,000 residents that were enrolled in the Lifeline program, letting them know that the benefits have expired, the time has run out, and that they can apply and get on. It's actually, I shouldn't say apply. They can gain access to the Easy Pay program.
Yes.
For their arrearages, and that we will let them know as soon as the funding is available and the new program for H2O is available to them. They will be the first ones to be communicated about it. We expect that to happen sometime in the month of October, this month.
But that they've all been, so I'm having difficulty understanding why we the people don't have this information.
Madam Chair, I can't answer that question for you.
Thank you. All right.
Yep.
But at least you're making it very clear now what the process is. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Is there anyone else who has requested to speak?
Madam Chair, we do have Gwendolyn Howard.
Gwendolyn, what was the last name?
Howard.
Oh,
Good
Miss Howard, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call and to answer, to go with what you're asking. We the people did have a meeting with Mr. Phillips, and it was about the program that was starting October the 1st. So no, we didn't get this current information that they had to reapply or they had to apply for H2O. They got the information about H2O. We got the information about H2O, and my questions that I asked earlier where I was waiting for customer service, didn't even realize that I was in the wrong meeting, but it's okay because I listened to the whole meeting. So to answer your question, telling us that what happened to the 8,000 people, that was the first of me hearing it just now from him about what would happen, because we thought that they had for this H2O program was transitioning them over, but the numbers are changing on your board and everything. But how many, we were going to ask how many customers were notified about the changes. When we spoke last, there was a letter going out, but nobody had conveyed to us that they had gotten a letter. And so we were wondering what would the changes in the program, how and when and how many, if it was possible to obtain a copy of the letter that he just stated hadn't gone out yet. But we knew the program was ending, but not the customer service. So we're under the impression that the 7,400 that were left was transitioned to your H2O program because that's who was you had enough money to deal with them. But you're saying that it ended on 9/30, and that's what the question was. This is October the 1st, so what actually happened, and when does the new program actually go into effect? So he alluded to it a little bit there. And how long would the residents have to adjust to the billing process? So no, we the people were not informed of that. It wasn't starting October the 1st. Thought it was transitioning smoothly like they did from Lifeline to Easy Pay with their customers because they had all their information. So I guess I'm asking, when does it begin and how long will the residents have to adjust to the billing? And in 2026, and from this point forward, what is the calendar period for this program? So it starts now and it ends it's on the city or the state calendar. So those are a few questions. So I'm sure in his report coming up, he'll tell us, but that's why we would like to have customer comment after we get the report, because when we get the report for this month, then what he has to say, we can't comment on it till next month, and then it's not even on the agenda to be commented on. So it's backwards to us that we can't comment after he gives us what's going on. We have to wait until next month, and then there's something else going on the next month, if that makes any sense to you, Commissioner. Thank you for taking my call and have a great day.
Thank you very much. Yes, I do understand what you're asking. Thank you so much.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I know we're
Mr.
still in
Phillips?
public comment. I know we're still in public comment. I'd just like to make a quick comment in response to that for Ms.
Thank you,
Howard.
Mr. Phillips. Thank you.
Yes, the information that she was asking about was provided in the presentation that I provided to We the People of Detroit and Hydrate Detroit, two organizations that requested the information. I did provide, and I also provided a comparison of the current program Lifeline in comparison to Lifeline H2O, which included the dates on when funding would become available and when the program begins and ends. Those dates were included in there. I also included an estimation based on the funds that were available today compared to what the funds that will be available in the future, and the reduction of those funds and the approximate number of individuals that would be eligible, City of Detroit residents that would be eligible for the H2O program. That was shared with both of those organizations, as well as the last committee meeting in September, as well as the formal session for the Board of Water Commissioners. There was two individual presentations that were provided by myself that explain that as well, including the funding sources and the dollar amounts and the dates.
Well,
I
thank you very much.
allowing me to speak.
Thank you for providing that information. To me, it clarifies what has been asked, but evidently it's not getting through to the people that you want to hear the message. And I don't know if they were a part of that meeting. I don't know why it is not clear. So let us make sure we find a. Let's talk about this after the meeting is over to see what we might be able to do to make sure they understand the information we're sending out and that it meets the questions that they have for the people they're trying to represent. Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Is there anyone else who has requested to speak before the committee?
Madam Chair, we have Narelle Hemphill.
Welcome, Ms. Hemphill.
Peace and blessings. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just to, I guess, add a little bit to the conversation for clarity. It wasn't so much as the information. We did receive the information, and it was the information that was shared with the public. And I thank the board and, of course, Matthew Phillips for taking the time to have that meeting with us. It's more so the process. So our questions have to do with when were people notified of the process, and what is the process of getting people into Lifeline H2O? At the time we last spoke and at the last Board of Water Commissioners meetings, there wasn't a clear process. It wasn't decided, nor communicated to us that people would be having to reapply because that decision hadn't been made internally yet. I know you're still working out the logistics of the program, and then trying to figure out who would be eligible and how. That was one of our key questions, as we know that number, that 7,930 number is going to be reduced to something like 3,500. Um, so we, again, as Ms. McClellan mentioned, we have a lot of people calling us. And so when we ask, we just want to make sure that we have correct information so that we're able to communicate that to the community members who are reaching out. And again, it's about that process. There's a lot of community members who are worried and concerned because the bill is going up almost double on the Lifeline H2O. And then they're worried and concerned that they will be cut out and won't be able to take advantage of that bill. When Lifeline was reduced from the nearly 30,000 to that just it was 8,000 at first and then reduced again to that what we have now, that 7,000 number. We had a lot of community members who were afraid. So that same fear and anxiety is being felt again in this round of what feels like cuts. And we understand that these are the budgetary constraints and this is the environment that we're working within, which is again one reason why we are suggesting that DWSD support Representative Devendorf's Bill 4555 with in the it's a water affordability bill in the state legislature right now. And that is a true water affordability bill that will allow people to have access to clean, safe, and affordable water. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who's indicated a desire to speak? Mr. Peckinpah?
Madam Chair, we have no other hands raised.
Okay, thank you very much. Then we will close public participation and move on to communications. We have none. Unfinished business, we have none. New business, we have a customer service presentation. Is that going to be done by you, Mr. Phillips?
Madam Chair, yes, it'll be done by myself as well as our customer service manager, Kim Crowell.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. You can't see me, can you? Just my name.
We can see from your glasses on up.
Yep. Top of your head.
Sorry.
But we can see enough that we know that you're there, Madam Chair.
Very good. That's the most important part.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you just fine.
Okay, thank you. So during the month of September, we received over 51,805 calls and we responded to more than 6,700 email inquiries. So in total, this equals nearly 58,580 customer touch points. We also averaged about 2,400 or more customer interactions per day, compared to the 1,400 contacts that we're currently budgeted for. And with our customer service calls, our emails, our online self-service interactions, we had over 141,147 total interactions for the month. And that is a 70% increase over forecast expected daily volume. Next slide.
No, don't go yet, Ms. Crowell. Go back to that slide, please.
Yes.
So of the 51,805 calls and responded to 6,776 email inquiries, how many of those calls were responded to? If I'm reading this correctly.
All of them were, all of those calls and emails were answered and or responded to.
Responded to, correct.
Okay, so I'm having trouble reading this little skinny thing I've got, so forgive me for that. So we have responded to every request that the customer has received that we got.
Correct.
Okay, all right, then please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Next slide. Thanks, Matt. Our overall average speed of answer is 11 minutes, 47 seconds. On our emergency line, the calls were answered 5 minutes, 44 seconds. Our non-emergency line calls were answered in exactly 14 minutes. Even with our high volumes, our customer satisfaction score remained strong at 83%. And our first call resolution score remained at 73%. I would like to point out that our customer satisfaction we have exceeded this goal for 25 straight months, so that's over 2 years, as well as our first call resolution goal. We have exceeded that goal for 5 straight months.
Commendations on that, Ms. Crowell.
Thank you. Next slide. This slide gives us a look at our performance over the last 6 months. Again, as previously mentioned, we were 70% over our forecast volume. Our average speed of answer improved to 11 minutes and 47 seconds within our 15-minute goal. I would also like to point out that during the month of September, that the customer service team, we met our KPIs for our average talk time, our hold time, our after call work, and our abandoned calls, all at or better than target, highlighting consistent service quality. So as I previously stated in the previous months, I just want to give kudos to my team for doing an outstanding job with servicing the citizens of Detroit. Are there any questions?
Madam Chair, you're on mute. Madam Chair, you're still on mute. Can someone in IT possibly unmute?
Am I unmuted now?
Madam
Yes.
Chair, we can hear you loud and clear now.
Oh my goodness, you saw my mouth moving and nothing coming out. I want I want to really offer our commendations as well. We know this is a very difficult time for our customers and for our customer service representatives. So we want to thank them for the outstanding job they're doing in responding to the customer inquiries and the customer's concerns. So thank you for that.
Thank you. So that concludes my part of the presentation, and I'm going to turn it over to Matthew Phillips.
Mr. Phillips.
Madam Chair, thank you. During the month of September, during the September billing cycle to be exact, 7,930 Detroit residents received a Lifeline benefit bill or invoice, resulted in $7.5 million in total gap payments being made, the difference between the Lifeline dollar amount of $1843.56 as in comparison to the actual bill, which averaged about $85 to $90 per person, and $1 million in arrears was forgiven on those bills using both state and local grants. We had 54% of those individuals that made a payment, either partial or in full, during the month of September of what's been reported, as well as did not make a payment was 46% on the Lifeline program. So again, just to answer a few of the questions from some of the public comments, is that the September billing cycle was and is the last billing cycle for the Lifeline benefit program, as the grant that supports those funds for the Lifeline program expires on the 30th of September. So we expect the new grants to come into play October 1st. And those individuals will have to reapply. They have to be 200% or less of the federal poverty level to get onto the Lifeline program. That is not a DWSD requirement. That is a requirement of the grants that come to and are provided to DWSD.
Question.
Commissioner Garcia, go ahead, please.
Matthew, now that we're talking about the grant process, is there a possibility there'll be cuts because of the federal guidelines and we've just been cut federally?
I will, Commissioner Garcia, I will just tell you that all state and federal grants that I'm aware of have expired, and I am unaware of any new funding that has been approved.
That's been approved?
Fed that had, again, I am unaware of any federal or state water affordability programs that have been either approved or are beginning on October 1st. I am unaware of that.
So what is,
That
where does
is
that
the
put?
best way I can answer your question.
Okay,
We have
no, I
no
was,
money coming, we have no money coming from the federal government. That's where that puts us.
Where you get these directions.
Commissioner
That is true.
Garcia?
yes, I'm trying to figure this out. So we have no money coming for the feds, but as far as we know, we're going forward as of October 1st, which is today.
Yes, ma'am. We are working to secure additional funding for the Lifeline program. As reported last month, we expect that to be approximately $3.5 million that we will have available. We're currently working on the application process for our residents to apply for that, and we expect to have that up and running and available sometime in the month of October. We are working very diligently. As you know, the board, you all, just recently approved the policy for that 2 weeks ago. And so we are working very feverishly here to get that application process up and running as quick as possible. We're working to secure that.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Director Brown.
Just add a little color for Commissioner Garcia. So as we all know, the governor and our state representatives extended the budget process for another 7 days. So there is no budget currently that would take effect on October 1st. It hasn't been signed off on yet. So we know, we know that the governor,
that's today.
we know that the governor put $6 million into that budget.
Okay.
We know that the Senate added another $7 million for a total of $13 million. And we know that the state reps have not acted on it at all. They may add more, they may take it all out. We don't know. So
is this a time for us to start calling the state reps?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because we're asking for 60 million. And when I say 13 million, that was for every utility in the state. It was not for DWSD.
Okay.
So we asked for 60 million for the state so that we could get a larger share. So until that gets settled, we know that we only have 3.5 coming from the Great Lakes Water Authority. Matthew is feverishly trying to get the application process. If in fact the state adds additional revenue, we'll be able to add more people into the Lifeline program.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner. And thank you, Director Brown.
Madam Chair, I just have one last slide to finish up, and that is the Easy Pay program. And as you heard, our CFO, Mr. Rahman, a few hours ago mention the success of the Easy Pay program, and his numbers were provided through the last quarter, which would have been ending on June 30th. So in the last 3 months, ending August, we've had a 67% success rate. 38,206 Detroit residents have entered into the program, and we currently have almost 26,000 of those residents either paying and or have completed the program. So that means every month they're paying, they are current on their bill, or they have satisfied it. So a little over, almost 3,300 have actually satisfied the program in just a little over 14 months. So we are extremely happy with the program.
Madam Chair, that is so great. That is just so great.
It is great. Thank you.
And that has helped not only our residents keep their water on and get back on track to paying off their arrears, but it's also helped us collect almost $13 million in revenue. So
wow, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And that's it, Madam Chair. Thank you very much. That ends the customer service.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
And the planning calendar. I'll answer your next question in advance.
All right, thank you. Because I have to wait to see the rest of the agenda.
Yes, I will turn off.
I can't read that, so whatever it says, what's next?
The next item is item number 9, the planning calendar, Madam Chair.
And do you have anything on the planning calendar, Mr. Phillips?
No, ma'am, not this month.
I can't
we
read it,
covered
it's so small, so thank you.
I understand.
What is next?
The next is item number 10, which is
Which
other
is,
matters. Other matters.
are there any other matters to come before the committee? Hearing none, I believe then we can ask for an adjournment. I think that's what's next.
The next meeting, Madam Chair,
next
the next
meeting would
meeting.
be on
meeting. I'm
November
sorry, next
5th.
November 5th is the next meeting. Thank you very much. I really cannot see this. I can't enlarge it at all, so thank you.
We're here to help
I
you.
move adjournment, Madam Chair.
Support.
Been properly moved and seconded. This meeting stands adjourned. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
It is now 3:30 and we will call the Human Resources and Organizational Development Committee to order. Madam Secretary, could we have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Davis,
Present.
Commissioner Blackman. She's present, and Commissioner Garcia.
Present.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. That moves us to approval of today's agenda. Is there a motion to that effect?
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
We would like to amend the agenda to remove the planning calendar item until further notice.
Okay. Could we have a motion with
the changes?
Move amended, approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Are you there, Mr. Chair? Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't now.
Okay. Motion's been made and properly supported. All in favor of the motion signify by the sign of aye.
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 All opposed, that the next item will be approval of the minutes of September 3rd. Is there a motion?
Approval, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Motion's been made and properly supported. All in favor of the motion signify by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that motion is carried as well. That brings us to public participation. Mr. Peckinpah, do we have any virtual hands that would like to speak publicly?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chair. We do have D'Amico Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're very familiar with the rules of the road, so there's no need for us to do that, I don't believe.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Commissioner Davis. D'Amico Williams, Chief Executive Officer of Hydrate Detroit. We're an organization that provides advocacy, consultation, and water bill help for Detroiters. So they don't have their water shut off. We're celebrating 10 years of advocacy and service to the community. We the real lifeline to people in need. So I am definitely excited, and still I'm happy to, as every day God give me breath, I'm going to advocate and fight for people the best I know how. I'm sorry I had some things going on and I just got on these meetings. But I want to voice my opinion, if possible, in regards to the Lifeline. That was in the last meeting. I apologize, but I just got to get this out here. I would like for those persons that have paid their water bills faithfully and in full of zero balance to be automatically reinstated to the Lifeline plan, H2O, unless if they have any household changes. I also would like the price to be brought down to $25 a month versus $34. Where did y'all even get this calculation? That was not explained to me. But I wanted to be lowered to $25 a month, inconsistent with the coronavirus and all the other programs that we have had. I also would like those persons on the $40 tier and the $50 tiers to be automatically reinstated if they have paid their bills in zero balance. We understand that, people need access to water and would like to keep their water bills low. I've heard of a lot of people, including the city council meeting the other week, where residents are asking questions. And I know Brian Peckinpah went up to city council to speak about the Lifeline H2O program, but I would have preferred that this program was slowed down, because when Gary Brown, the director, is talking to state legislators and such, this plan is still not sufficient until we have the monies available. And we should have the monies available to protect those that have been paying their bills. I'm not going for repeat offenders. I'm not advocating for people that have already had their water bill paid and still in trouble. You should be zeroed out by now. Again, I tell people all the time, you cannot fudge an $18 water bill. I don't care who you are. And that was the premise of this whole entire thing, was to help those that have been faithful and to have a lower, cheaper rate. I also think seniors should have the $18 rate as well. That's all I'll say. Thank you so much for taking my comments.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Mr. Peckinpah, do we have any other hands up?
Mr. Chair, we do not have any other hands raised.
All right, then we will close public comment at this time. And that brings us to communications. We have none. Unfinished business, we have none. Our new business will be our HR metrics, and that will be up on Director Jones.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Allow me to share my screen. Do you see the presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. It's my honor to bring to you the metrics of September. So for the month of September, we have 674 employees. That's 7 new employees from last month. And this slide before you shows the breakdown of the demographics. The next slide we have represents our Detroit employees versus non-Detroit residents. So as you can see, we have 369 Detroit residents, 305 non-residents. Of our new hires, we have 10 of those are Detroiters. Our Detroit residents count for 55% of our total employees. The breakdown by county is listed before you, with Wayne counting for 73 of those employees at 495 employees. As of September, we have 120 employees that are eligible for retirement. That is 18% of our workforce. This slide represents all of the open recs that we have. Currently, we have 10 open recs, and that equates to 19 open positions. And before you are the positions that we are hiring for, and if we're in the reviewing or selection process of those positions. This is just a continuation of the chart. And lastly, we have no career fairs in September. We do have a couple coming up in October, so you'll see some additions in the next report. As mentioned earlier, we will have an update for you on labor relations at a later time. And that concludes my report. I'm open to any questions if there are any.
All right, colleagues, if there are no other questions, thank you, Ms. Jones.
My pleasure.
All right, looking at our agenda, that brings us to, you've got the planning calendar, that's done. Other matters. Our next meeting is November 5th, 2025. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Adjournment, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Support.
All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy October to everyone.
Thank you. Same to you, Jay.
Okay.
Okay, we can recess until 3:45.
All righty. Oh, that's a long time.
3:45.
Yeah, Marion, please thank everybody for getting me on because I sure would have missed this. There was
Oh,
no way I
yeah.
would have known how to do it.
I'm sure they can
Appreciate it.
hear you. Yep, IT.
I really,
I'm not on that next meeting, right?
You are not.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great week.
You
Bye-bye.
so
too.
long, Jane. You too.
Bye-bye.
So that's the issue there. So that's something that there's going to be a picture of something on the house or something in the community. And there's something in the picture that makes the situation unsafe.
Commissioner Blackman,
Yes, sir.
I'd recommend putting your phone on mute, please.
Okay, you can hear things in the background?
I could, yes, ma'am.
What can you hear? I can't hear. Hold on,
I've got
I'm
sensitive ears.
I'm afraid, Matt, I'm afraid to touch this phone.
Okay, then don't. Just, okay.
So can somebody else mute me? If they can mute me, that's fine.
You have been muted.
That wasn't so bad. Right.
I called her, she's at the hospital.
Yeah, she told me.
I called.
Okay, Commissioner Kinlock.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. The Detroit Board of Water Commissioners, Legal and Government Affairs Committee meeting will now come to order. Would you please call the roll?
Chairperson Kinlock,
Present.
Commissioner Blackman, Commissioner Einhauser.
I'm here. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Einhauser. Okay, Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Motion is in order.
So moved. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's been moved and supported. I think I heard it's support. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, this item stands approved. Next item on the agenda is approval of the previous meeting minutes of September 3rd, 2025.
Move approval.
Been moved by Blackman, Commissioner Blackman. Support? Is there support? And supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, this item stands approved. At this time, Mr. Peckinpah, are there any hands raised or anyone who has indicated in chat that they would like to address this committee? And if so, could you let me know? They will have 3 minutes to address the committee. And I believe you read the public participation instructions in previous meeting. And so post it up, and then it'll be, we will follow those guidance. Anyone asking to be recognized, Mr. Peckinpah?
Did we lose Mr. Peckinpah?
Okay, let's just give it a moment. Is there anyone in IT who is handling the Zoom? Do you see hands raised?
Hi, there's 2 people. The first person is Miko Williams.
Okay, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioner Kinlock. How are you today?
Doing fine, thank you.
Very good. My public comment, I'm going to take off my executive director hat, which I am the executive director of Hydrate Detroit. I advocate for people in the city of Detroit. I also would like to take my hat off and put on my hat as a private citizen, taxpayer, and legacy Detroiter. In 2014, when the bankruptcy was going on, I joined in a group of people to stand up to help protect people against water shutoffs. And I was invited on Fox 2, Let It Rip, against the former director. And I said to him, you're shutting off homes and churches that have parishioners that need a place of worship, and they can't worship because they've been shut off of their water. Well, I want to know what the guidelines is and rules and regulations is when it comes to this water department leaking information without pulling out all of the list or naming all of the churches that owe money on their water bills. And the church I talked about in 2014 was specifically Triumph Church, where I attend. I don't approve of this water department giving people information by court order or by subpoena jurisdiction order or any type of order to release that information to be used as a weapon of political ammunition versus coming out with a whole list of saying, how much does Wendell Anthony owe on his church, Fellowship Chapel? How much does Bishop Charles Ellis owe on Greater Grace Temple? How much Bishop Marvin Winans owe on that church on 7 Mile and Woodward? Places of worship and other centers where people are gathered should not be held under attack. They should be helped. And yes, Mr. Brown helps the churches. He does give them payment plans, and the church was on a payment plan. So why are we releasing information that Regular residents can't even get this information. How is that put out to the news by Mr. Robert Davis? I feel like he is he should not have that type of access to information, no matter if he sues or puts it through court order. So I need to know what is the procedure and the rules of the water department when releasing this information, because it made it seem like it was one-sided instead of putting out a whole list of all the churches that owe. And I am still against the drainage fees. I do feel it is a sham, and it is also used as a tool to collect. It should not be done. Thank you for taking my comment.
Thank you. Mr. Peckinpah, you said it was, no, I'm sorry, Miss Imani, you said there were two people. Who is the next person?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I apologize.
Oh, we got Brian back.
I apologize. I had to take an emergency call.
No problem.
We do have one other person, Ms. Narelle Hemphill.
Yes, Ms. Hemphill.
Peace and blessings to the commission. My name is Attorney Narelle Hemphill. I am the legal and policy manager at We the People of Detroit. And I just had two quick comments up for this committee to consider. One is about closed session. For the Board of Water Commissioners and also the committees, if and when you have to go into closed session, is it possible that you could put those who are attending the meetings in a separate room, or if you can go in a separate room? But when everybody's kicked out of the meeting, those of us who attend via Zoom, we don't know when the meeting restarts, and then sometimes the Zoom does not restart. So we just assume that the meeting ends at that point. Sometimes those closed sessions may come as early as when the agenda is accepted, and sometimes before public comment, or sometimes right after. So if we could, again, just to make sure that we are able to fully participate in the meeting, we know that you need to go into public session, to closed session to discuss pending litigation and other items. But if that could be done in a different manner, so that the public is still able to participate in the remainder of the meeting. And then,
I'm going, oh, go ahead,
go ahead.
continue. I'm sorry.
No, please.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I definitely will talk to our leadership regarding that, particularly when we are going to closed session with the committee, creating a separate room for us to go into, see if we have that capability. Yeah. Thank you. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's my pleasure. No problem at all. Thank you, Commissioner Killock. And then also for the legislation, I think it would help the public as we do navigate different legislation concerning water in that's in the state legislature, different bills, excuse me, concerning water in the legislature. If DWSD, number one, could take a policy stance on water affordability overall and provide that some type of policy stance or legislative brief. And then also, if you have someone who is tracking the movement of any bills concerning water, the governance of water, the policing of water, and also water affordability, that would help so that residents can stay abreast of things. And then also, there was a comparison done for the package that is in the Senate. And then the one bill that Representative Devendorf introduced. So I would like to request a more robust assessment. And then also, once both packages are out, if there could be a comparison done, or if there's an ability for people to actually do presentations at the committee and the board meeting concerning water affordability, because we're all aiming for the same thing. Thank you.
I'm going to ask for Attorney Pottsby, who's all things water affordability. I'll reach out, I'll ask her to give us another update. I know she gave us an update probably a couple of months back on pending legislation and movement at the federal and state level. I think it was one of our real recent meetings, but I'll touch base with her and see if there's a necessary movement that should be reported out at our next meeting. So I'll reach out to, or ask the staff to reach out to Attorney Potchpiece. She's our go-to person on water
Mr.
affordability.
Commissioner,
Yes.
I'll take care of talking to Ms. Potspeech about that for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just a point of information for Ms. Hemphill. We always put our executive sessions at the end of the agenda, and virtually no business is conducted after the executive sessions. But maybe this is something we can think about.
That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you ain't missing nothing.
Nothing at all. Usually we come back and adjourn.
That's what you're missing, a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, very seldom unless there's a settlement that we are acting on. Yeah. But thank you for that suggestion. I totally forgot about those breakout rooms. Okay, well, thank you again. Any other individuals, Mr. Peckinpah, who asked to be recognized? Any other individuals?
Mr. Chair, there are no other hands raised.
Then at this time, public participation is closed. We'll now proceed to item number 6A under communications 2025-243. This is our FOIA report for the month of September. A motion to receive and file is in order if there's not any questions.
I would move that we receive and file.
It's been moved. Is there support? I'll support that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, this item stands approved. Next item is item 6B, which is our litigation report. Are there any questions associated with the litigation report? If not, a motion is in order to receive and file the litigation report for the month of October. A motion is in order.
Oh, Mr. Chair, excuse me. I move we receive and file the litigation report.
And I will support that. All those in favor of motion of receiving and filing the litigation report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, this item stands approved. Next item on the agenda is unfinished business. I know of none. And next item is new business. Under new business, we have the security and integrity presentation.
Mr. Chairman, we have with us Deputy Chief of Security Integrity, Mr. Dan Allen, who will present on this topic.
Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thanks for having me. IT, if you could share the screen with the presentation. Can everybody see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm going to provide a brief overview of who we are and what we do. First and foremost, we provide uniform security to all DWSD assets, specifically static posts and roving patrols through CSF. And we provide security for the lobby and outside of the main office building. We provide our officers with ongoing and enhanced training that consists of a biannual firearms qualification per state standards. We also give response to active shooter, CPR, first aid, trauma care. We teach de-escalation tactics, legal aspects, use of force, and other listed items. We also provide training for DWSD employees in general, and those include active shooters and situational awareness, which they can use to great effect out in the field. Next slide, please. The next component is our revenue protection unit. As stated in that title, we're here for the protection of the DWSD revenue. This group consists of a small group of experienced public law enforcement detectives and investigators, and they are specifically charged with the protection of DWSD financial aspects. We work closely across all lines of DWSD to accomplish this goal. Those entities include, but are not limited to, billing and collections, meter operations, and IT. We identify problems with accounts. So those can include unbilled or underbilled water usage. That could result from broken meters or meters that are underperforming, which is mostly what we find. We then work with meter operations to get a work order generated, and that meter is fixed in very short order. We also identify vacant homes with burst pipes. We call this water loss revenue. It encompasses a large amount of what we actually recover, in that this water is just being pumped into vacant homes and there's no chance for any recovery. Again, we work with meter operations to get a work order out there and have that water turned off as quickly as possible. Next slide, please. We perform site investigations. Normally we'll get targets from billing and collection, but we will get our own self-generated targets from looking at monthly data that we receive from billing and collections. When we find meters that are either broken or are not working properly, we take several courses of action. First of all, we recommend backbilling for any unbilled water usage. So if the meter's been broken for a period of time, we will go back. Usually we catch these meters now within 2 to 3 months by going through the monthly data. But we will backbill for that amount of water that was used in that time that the meter was not working properly. We also work with meter operations to correct the cause of the unbilled usage, repair or replacement of the meter, in some very, very, very limited circumstances where we can prove and present credible evidence to a prosecutor. We will initiate criminal actions where somebody has deliberately tampered with our meter. That normally is not the case. We also provide assistance to DWSD Legal with their investigative needs. That may range from serving a subpoena to actually investigating a lawsuit that's been filed against DWSD and collecting certain other paperwork and documents from outside agencies. Another big component is we respond to locations, present breaches of the peace where our employees are involved. In some cases, our employees will go out to the location. They will encounter some resistance from citizens, and our investigators are highly skilled and trained through their background, and they go out and they de-escalate and allow the DWSD workers to complete their work and move on from the scene. I have our year-end numbers as well as our numbers from August of 2017 to the present. This is a breakdown of monies we have recovered.
Oh, okay.
So in the last fiscal year, we have backbilled $2,025,255. So that backbilling that I spoke of before, that's the amount. We also
You need to put next time put recovery somewhere in there. This is significant. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, I didn't hear you.
I said next time somewhere on this document put recovery. You know what I'm saying? Recovery. Yeah.
Well, the recovery is right here on the side. I'm glad you mentioned that because the recovery, and this is a shout out to our team members at billing and collections, because they have a 90% recovery rate. They are more drilled in and better than many of your private recovery resources.
Yeah, they need an award.
They are on top of this, the billing and collections people. If you owe some money, they're the last people you want to see knocking on your door. So to move along, we also account for the future billing, because if we correct a non-performing meter, then we take credit for 12 months of future billing. That's billing that's money that we would not be bringing in, that we're now bringing in because that issue has been corrected. The big ticket is the water loss revenue. And that, again, is mainly from vacant dwellings where the pipes have burst and the water's just dumping into the basement. There's no ownership of these houses. We're not going to recover any money but for shutting it off, so we prevent any future harm to the organization. So in total, for the fiscal year 24-25, we've recovered $12,476,537 for DWSD. Over to the right of that slide is since inception. So I won't go through the breakdown subdivided sections, but in total, $56,413,000. That's over an 8-year period. So we are rightly proud of that record. Next slide, please. So we've got some special projects on hand that we are currently working on. We're also responsible, again, for cameras and other devices used to monitor and secure our areas. We are working closely with IT to replace and repair some of our non-functioning cameras and DVRs at CSF. I believe the evaluation on that is very close to being completed. We are going to be equipping all security officers with updated 800 megahertz radios. 800 megahertz is industry standard across the state, and our officers will be very soon equipped with those radios. We're training all officers in enhanced de-escalation and communication tactics. This is vital for dealing with members of the public and our fellow employees. We'll be retraining all our officers on legal aspects of use of force. Again, an area where there is a lot of legal liability. We want to make sure that our people have understandings of uses of reasonable force in the unfortunate event that they would have to employ that. And we are training all officers on trauma care and bleeding control. That's tourniquet application, wound packing, shock management, and immobilizing fractures. So if we do have to respond to an injured employee, we want to make sure that that person is stabilized as quickly as possible prior to the arrival of EMS and transport to the hospital. And that concludes my presentation. I am available for any questions you may have.
Thank you. This is a great presentation and information you're sharing, especially in the climate that we're in now, hearing all of these various security breaches and issues taking place across the country. It's good to know that our security team is being prepared to address emergencies, emergencies that might arise. So I thank you for this information, and we look forward to hearing upcoming reports and updates, especially about the training and the new and updated equipment.
Thank you, Commissioner. It was a pleasure presenting.
And I'm going to make an observation. The collection efforts not just bring lost or found revenue into the agency, but typically a collection firm is going to charge 30%. And our collection people are already on the payroll.
We get it all when we recover. Yep. I think it's probably important to note too that part of the director's mandate and instruction to us is to work across all lines of DWSD.
Mm-hmm. Well, excellent.
That was very important, and we consider that one of the hallmarks of our services, that we've been able to and gotten a great level of cooperation with all entities in DWSD.
Oh, outstanding.
And Mr. Chair, I think that 90%, collection rate, I think that, Mr. Chair, that warrants, some recognition by the board. And so I'd like you and the director, or suggest that you and the director, identify, we've been given citations and those type of things. I think that that's one that absolutely something you all should consider as far as recognition at one of our future meetings.
Let's do it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll now proceed to the next item on the agenda, item number 9, planning calendar. Year-end metrics.
Mr. Chairman, we need to do item B.
Where'd I do? Oh, thank you for catching that for me. Okay, item B, 2025-245. The Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Department, a settlement agreement between Muhammad Alabi and the City of Detroit within the Wayne County case, Circuit Court case number 23-012983-NI. And so a motion is in order. Who would like to make that motion?
I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve and authorize the settlement agreement in case number 23-012983-NI, and to also authorize the director to take such other action as may be necessary to accomplish the intent of the following vote. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, this item stands approved. Now we'll go to item number 9, planning calendar. The year-end metrics and security integrity. I think we just concluded that. And I want to thank you all for that report, and we look forward to future updates. And we'll now go to item number 10, other matters. I know of none. Our next meeting will be November 5th, 2025, and a motion is in order to adjourn at this time.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
before we adjourn, it's not on the agenda, but just something I'd like to bring up under maybe Commissioner's comments, and that is, how do we make sure we have a secure method for the board to exit and staff to exit should there be an emergency? I don't know if that should come under this committee, but it should come under some committee, and I thought it might be.
Commissioner Blackman, let me answer that question by telling you that there are plans in place for that to happen. And if we need to have an individual briefing, we'll have an individual briefing, but I think that it would not be something appropriate to talk about those details.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to schedule something for that. Whenever you talk about security matters, security plans, that's an excellent question, Commissioner Blackman. Mr. McGriff, can you get you and the director and Marion coordinate some time where commissioners can meet prior to a board meeting, where we're in person, or after? I'll let you and the chair and everybody determine that.
Well, yes, Commissioner or Mr. Chairman, I'll take care of arranging that.
Okay.
I want to make sure my request is clear. It's not just for the board, but for us to be aware of what the process is should there need to be an evacuation.
Yes, yes, Commissioner, I understand the request, and we'll make sure we have a briefing individually for each of you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Motion is in order.
Move adjournment.
Is there support?
Second.
It's been moved and supported to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, meeting stands adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that the last meeting?
It is.
Thank you so much. Has everyone else hung up, Marion?
No, they can hear you.
I need to hear this. I'm staying on.
No, this is a policy, a procedure, a parliamentary procedure thing. We do not have to signify by saying aye. All we have to do is say aye. So I want, if we're not all in agreement with that, I would like for it to be researched, because it's my understanding of the latest research I have on it.